everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me. So let's get into it. Diluc. Diluc had a lot of oversized hoodies. Though he may seem too mature for it now, and he probably is, sometimes he still felt like an emo. So he would buy those huge dark hoodies. They could be dark blue, dark green, dark any color, as long as they were dark, or preferably black. But one thing about them was that they were warm and huge, and even better, they smelled like him. So when he went away for a 2-day mission, not telling you where he was going, you decided to put it on. It was just your way of coping with missing him, I guess. And when he came back, only to see you sitting on the couch, with his huge hoodie on, and nothing else underneath. He smiled, wrapping his arms around you, and telling you that he loves you, kissing your cheek softly, and before you knew it, he was apologizing for leaving you all alone for so long, and for making you miss him. And it turns out that he bought you a gift as well. That's how sweet Diluc was. Honestly, he kept describing how his thoughts were all about you, even as you left, and how he missed you all the same. It honestly made you smile. And then the two of you spent the rest of the day cuddling. He didn't tell you to give him his hoodie back, though this was one of his favorites. He would much rather you have it, if it makes you this happy. And also makes you look this adorable. Because in his opinion, though he would be too shy to say it, you looked so cute. And it was honestly one of the reasons he couldn't hold off on kissing you as soon as you came back. Though, it was just one of the many reasons. Scaramouche. Scaramouche may be incredibly short, but he has many huge shirts. And I'll tell you why. Some of them came as a gift from his colleagues, who really loved to bully him, and would make themselves look surprised when they measure him with the shirt that they bought as a so-called gift, and tell him just how short he was, like he didn't know. Honestly, it made him incredibly pissed. But whatever. He was putting up with a lot, so no wonder this wasn't much. Regardless, he did wear it sometimes, when he was at home, when he was lazy, when he was tired and just wanted to sleep in something soft. They weren't that awful, but they kind of just were his things, and he never thought that anyone would wear them. It wasn't like they looked good or anything. To be honest, they looked absolutely hideous, with those silly designs on them. So, no wonder why he's surprised when he wakes up one day and sees you making breakfast in his hoodie that was just the right size on you. To be honest, he's biased, because if it fits or if it doesn't, to him, it still looks just right. So he walks up to you, wrapping his arms around you, and burying his face into your stomach, like he just wanted to get enough of you. And though he was too shy to actually kiss you right in the morning, he was incredibly clingy that day, cuddling with you so much. And since he wasn't going to take the initiative, you were the one who started the kissing, and you could tell what happened afterward. Tighnari. Tighnari had a lot of spare clothes, mostly because a lot of his friends stay over sometimes, and since he was such a kind host, he got used to buying things that were kind of bigger or smaller, and somewhere along the way, he started using the bigger ones, and since it proved to be so comfortable, it's kind of why he switched to wearing them most of the time at home. And honestly, he looked good in them. You've seen him in this one particular hoodie one too many times. and you kinda wanted to try it on. Mostly because it smelled like him, and it was kinda big enough to be comfy. And since yours were mostly just the right size, or just a little bit bigger, you wanted to see if this could be bigger than that on you. So when you put it on and was big enough to come down to your knees, you were blushing. But you thought you looked cute, so that's why you kept it, hoping that he won't say anything about it. But when you came back home, Tighnari just kept staring at you. But he honestly couldn't have it in him to be mad, though this one was precious to him, and he valued it deeply. He thought you looked adorable, which is why he didn't say much. And as you came to sit down next to him, while he tried to act like everything was normal, he then wrapped his arms around you, kissing the side of your neck, and trailing those kisses all the way up to your lips, telling you that since you looked so adorable like that, you are free to keep it. Which was honestly the biggest gift I could ask for. Besides, the few more kisses and what's to come. And Tighnari was more than happy to provide. Albedo, he didn't seem like the one to buy oversized clothes, but he would, especially since he painted. And when he painted, he wanted comfortable things, and things that he was also comfortable letting paint fall on. And hoodies were quite good enough. And since it was getting cold in Mondstadt, you couldn't find your hoodie, the one you had gotten out, for a weather like this. And you were at his house, so you felt too lazy to go back to yours. And that's why you picked one out of his closet, thinking it would be just normal. But no, it smelled so much like him. The expensive perfume he used. Who uses perfume when they paint? And also, it smells like paint, just a little bit, but enough for it to remind you of those times where I would paint you, or sit down next to him, and explain what he was thinking as he painted. And honestly, it was one of the reasons you couldn't take it off. It was a little bit too big, but it was good enough, and comfy too. And even better, it felt like Albedo was the one who was personally giving you the warmth and the hug that the hoodie illusioned you of. So, when he came back home and saw you like this, he was kind of weirded out at first. He didn't feel cold, to be honest. He was much more resistant to it. And also, why were you wearing this hoodie? He wasn't going to comment on it at first, wanting you to say something. But since you didn't and were acting a little bit more shy than usual, waiting for him to say something about the hoodie, he decided to act first, instead of just speaking. He lifted up a little bit, since it was almost down to your knees, and pressed a soft kiss to your thigh. "You look wonderful, love. I think you should keep it," he said. And there was that smug smirk on his face, the one that he always got when he teased you and made you blush. And he was honestly right, because you're blushing. So he was more than right to be smug. He looked away, pouting, and he chuckled at that, standing up and kissing your cheek. One day you were going to get back at him for teasing you so much. You swear it. Just not today.